and white nationalism is not a problem that is harming Black America. It is quite ironic that I'm the only Black American that's sitting here, and yet the people that called this hearing haven't asked me a single question about my experience. I think that probably points to what I say the larger issue is that Democrats come up with the problems, they come up with the solutions, and Black Americans are basically used as props.
I love that Candace Owens' entire shtick is like, Democrats use Black people as props. So I'm going to go ahead and use myself as a prop for the Republican Party, which is probably a little bit more openly racist than the Democrats are. So there you have Candace Owens, everyone's favorite Black white supremacist, testifying in front of Congress, minimizing the threat of white supremacist and white nationalist terror. So 5 months ago, she had famously told Congress that the rise in hate crimes was fake and that the GOP's Southern strategy was a myth. It's not. They apologized for it. So naturally, of course, Republicans were like, oh, we need to have that girl on again to testify in front of a subcommittee on combating white supremacy. And this time around, Candace, Adolf Hitler was trying to make Germany great. Owens denied the notion that white supremacy and white nationalism were a problem. And once again, shocker, she's wrong. She's completely wrong. Not only is white nationalism and far-right extremism responsible for all of the deaths from terrorism in 2018, according to ADL, it's also responsible for the overwhelming majority of domestic terror. Again, according to the ADL, 73.3% of U.S. extremist-related murders in the past decade, were committed by right-wing extremists, including white supremacists. But then Candace goes on to talk about right-wing talking points on like what is the issue that is hurting the African-American community. Let's take a look at what she has to say there.
For them to get out their narrative and to ultimately control our vote using fear tactics. I also found it quite hilarious that when asked for actual numbers, nobody here could actually provide them because it's not actually a problem in America or a major problem or threat that's facing Black America.
Also not true. There was a professional, there was a researcher there, and I just provided some numbers as well. So it's completely untrue.
This is, again, just election rhetoric. This is, again, just an attempt to assault an administration that is doing all that they can to help Black America in every single regard, whether it's criminal justice reform, whether it's talking about real issues like school choice, which should be implemented.
Okay, so she's going to go into like all of the Republican talking points, but she brings up something relatively fair. She says criminal justice reform is being implemented by this administration with the First Step Act. And I agree. Donald Trump did sign that into law, and that is a good law for African Americans and Latino Americans as well. So what's interesting about that, however, is that if white supremacy is not a problem, then why is there this legislative effort currently? I mean, what are the underlying reasons for the educational gap between African Americans and white Americans? What is the reason for that, Candace Owens? Do you think that that is not a legacy of white supremacy? Do you not understand that that is a legacy of systemic discrimination, going all the way back to legalized segregation, legalized discrimination, and even before that, a century of slavery? I feel like that's probably a little relevant in this conversation, all of which are justified to this day, even, or the legacy of those of this inequality is justified through ding, 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 white supremacy. Lucky for us, I guess, that even the Trump administration doesn't seem to agree with Candace Owens, considering that even though originally Trump had defunded and dismantled DHS programs that were designed to counter violent extremism, including far-right extremism, a House committee hearing earlier this week, experts stressed that the U.S. was woefully ill-equipped, and now the State Department, the Department of Homeland Security, has finally just recognized that white nationalism is a major threat. It's the first time the department has placed a major emphasis on countering the threat on white nationalism coming from inside the U.S. So let's see what happens there. I'm Hasan Piker, and this has been The Breakdown.